Hello, chefs. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I decided to vlog. This is what I had for my birthday dinner, so let's make it. We're going to start with roasting our chicken. Now, I don't have a recipe for what I'm going to show you here, unless I've done it before. One thing that we normally like to do during family dinners is to experiment with different recipes until we find something that works. So, this is me and my mom in the kitchen prepping my birthday family dinner. So, we start by washing our chicken thoroughly until the water runs clean. Then, this is my mom, by the way. She's the one who is going to be cooking majority of the food here. So she's going to butterfly this chicken. We are roasting the chicken whole. So this is how she's butterflying it. I was trying to find different angles to work with, and since we were in a hurry because we had other errands to run, please bear with me. I have never vlogged before. This was very interesting and made me want to see if I could vlog more in terms of just food. So last week was my birthday week, and I don't know if I'll be able to share any other thing about what I did for my birthday, but I thought I would give you an insight to just what we prepared and how we normally just come up with recipes and make them our own. So once the chicken has been butterflied, we're going to make incisions in it because we're going to marinate this chicken. So the incisions are going to help the marinade be able to penetrate well. Once the incisions are done, we then want to prep what we're going to use to marinate the chicken. So we have some lemon juice, and this is the yellow or white onion, depending on how you want to call it. And then we're just chopping it up, and then we're going to add some ginger and some garlic, and we will blend this to get a nice paste. Like I had mentioned, we tend to just experiment. So at this point, we felt like we wanted to add bay leaves, so that's what we added at this point. And then we will blend the mixture up, and then after a while we're gonna add a few teaspoons of tomato paste, and then we will blend some more. Once our mixture is well blended, we will add it to a bowl, and we will add a few more ingredients so that our marinade can be ready. We then added a few teaspoons of lemon juice and some salt to taste. We were running short on time, and the one thing that we normally use when we are running short on time and we want to marinate our chicken really fast has always been Shalima. It has all these spices that have been ground and mixed together, and so you will follow the instructions on the sachet, but basically just adjust this according to your liking to be able to. At some point, my mom will just taste and see if it matches up to what we want the taste to be, and then adjust it accordingly. At this point, we are then adding some mala. You could also do yogurt, but we prefer mala. If you're not Kenyan, I would say buttermilk, I guess. Yeah, and I feel like we already know by now, mothers don't measure things, you just go with the flow of it. So, yeah. Then we will later add some oil to it, and your marinade is ready. So at this point, we just want to cover your entire chicken in the marinade, and then just make sure it's totally drenched, like completely drenched, and then we will wrap it in cling film and then leave it. So since we were going to run a few errands, we left it for a couple of hours, and then when we came back, that's when we will roast it. Once your chicken has been in the oven for about 45 minutes, you're going to make a glaze. So for this, we use some tomato sauce, some ketchup, some honey, some paprika, and some garlic powder. And like I said, we don't measure these things, we just eyeball them until they match our taste. Yeah, and then what we're going to do with the glaze is we will glaze our chicken and then grill it for a few minutes so that we can get that color on the top but get it charred a bit. So I feel like with this glaze you can alter it depending on what you want. That's my mom right there, just making sure you all see what we're putting in this. Like I said, it's tomato sauce, ketchup, some paprika, some honey, some garlic powder, and then whisk that and then just apply it using a brush on your already cooked chicken and then put it under the grill for a few minutes and your oven roasted chicken will be ready. The next thing that we are going to be making is our roasted liver. This was the first time we ever tried this, and if you've watched my liver video, you know we always peel our liver here. And so we peeled the liver, and you see that marinade we had made for the chicken. We're just like, let's use it. So put that in there and let the liver soak in that marinade for, well, we did this the same time we did the chicken, and then we left it and went to run our errands. And then hours later, we are gonna put it in, well, a roasting dish, a pan. I was using my pan for this because it's a heavy bottom pan. This one, I'm the one who made it. Like, you know, I love liver, so I wanted to experiment on this one. There are a few things I would do differently though, but it turned out well. I would put it in the oven for a shorter shorter duration, and then I would have lined the stainless steel pan with foil paper, the same way I did the chicken. It would preserve the moistness of the liver. So I did this for about 30 minutes, and then it was ready. I feel like if you've been here for a while, you know I have a kachumbari recipe. I'll try and link it in the description below. So this is us making just a classic version, which is some tomatoes, some onions. We just rub them in a bit of salt and then rinse them with warm water, and then some coriander, and toss that a bit. We will add some lemon juice and some salt to taste, and just like that, your classic kachumbari is ready. At this point, I was getting really tired. Like I said, I didn't know how much work goes into vlogging. Anyway, so we will take our potatoes. They are peeled and washed, and we will cut them into chunky pieces. Once they are cut into chunky pieces, we will boil our pieces until they are just fork tender or knife tender, depending on what you use. And then we will deep fry them in our hot oil, and just like that, we have some chunky fry. Like I said, there was a lot going on this day, and so I left the liver in under the grill for a bit too long. But this was still very nice actually, and I would totally do this again. So I think I would still leave it under the grill, but with the aluminium foil on. I kind of removed the foil at some point because I wanted some color to the liver. I just realized that I put it in there for too long. Anyway, this was really nice. This is our final setup. We have some ugali there. I didn't feel like I needed to film myself making ugali. Yeah, so that's our small setup for our family. At some point, you're going to see my brother taking photos. Well, he's a photographer, so it happens. So our liver, the chunky fries, and this oven roasted chicken was so juicy and moist and just flavorful. I think officially we have found our recipe for our family, and this entire meal I will easily give it a 10 over 10. I feel like we did such an amazing job in the kitchen. And so here's my plate, a bit of the chicken, a bit of the kachumbari, some ugali. Then I added some of the liver and the chunky fries, and I enjoyed my dinner. For dessert, we had my birthday cake where I tried a Danish dessert. It was my first time trying it, and I loved how it turned out. I feel like everyone was just like, it melts in the mouth. Like, so if you want to see how I made it, it's going to be the next video I upload. So, bye.